So let's see. We've got a blue player here, SuperCrumpets. He's he picked this north central island here. And he's got expansion room. He's got energy well. So pretty good with energy here. Let's have a look. Deimos, what are you up to? You're picking this island over here. So the good thing, there were no picking conflicts. Deimos has got quite a lot of expansion room all the way down here. And yeah, he could cap all these and then also shoot across here. He doesn't know where SuperCrumpets is yet. They haven't seen each other. Switch to SuperCrumpets and see. Well, we've got Crumpets is going for a 2 insta shipyards here, starting to produce troop ships straight away. It's got a barrack going, already producing commandos here. Want to go some stealth. And clever to build it in the forest here, because when you build stuff in the forest, it's concealed. And then he's got another barrack being set up here, building a refinery here to get some energy and a depot. So clever to put it in the forest there. Especially the insta builds are good here, and these will take some longer time to build, but still good to keep it concealed. Let's have a look what Deimos is up to. He also went for 2 insta shipyards and a sub-pen. And he's got some units still standing still here. That could have been optimized a little bit more. You don't really want to have the units standing still, doing nothing in the beginning, in the early game. So sending a few of them south, because it's going to take some time to cross these mountains here. So definitely slower to move through the mountains. And also, let's see, he's already got a troop ship here, which is good. And he's going for the crossover here, so they didn't really stay idle for that long. And switch back to Crumpets. He's still doing some capturing here, going for economy as well. Oh, he's put an airport here in the mountains. Also a very good position for this airport here, because he'll be able to reach quite a lot with a decent radius, especially if he goes for some long-range aircraft. And by the looks of it, he's got some commandos being built. You can see the white clothing here, and they come out here with a white backpack, so you know that they're a little bit different. Good thing about the commandos is that they'll stay stealthy, plus they increase the line of sight quite a bit for when you do the scouting. So we've got a missile ship being produced here, so it looks like Deimos is already expecting some aircraft here. I don't know if he's played Crumpets a lot before, maybe, and he's got a submarine, pretty good as well to start capturing these. Got some more troop ships coming across, and we still have a few guys standing here, but I suppose they're going to get shipped over down here. He's already prepped the command here now and moving those units. We've got the double destroyers here from SuperCrumpets. They're quite good because they're fast, and you can haste these things. There's not haste in them at the moment. In the early game, it's pretty good to switch on haste, because you don't really consume that much energy. You can see he's got 48 energy here and not hardly any units consuming, so I'd probably recommend to just haste these as much as possible in the beginning, at least till you get to this point where you're going to capture them. And Deimos, he's got some issues here, because he's running out of energy, and he doesn't actually even have an energy well yet. He's going to be able to build one on this one. And now he's capturing this territory here, or conquering. And they're going to realize in a second here that see, SuperCrumpets is already detected here now. He's gotten some additional sight here from his commandos, so he can spot that Deimos is coming. Now SuperCrumpets knows where Deimos is, but Deimos doesn't know yet where Crumpets is. And see, we've still got, this is going to take quite a long time to capture. Now Deimos has also spotted that Crumpets is on this main island here, so we've got our first encounter here. And there we go. Deimos ran out of his energy, and I'm supposing he didn't quite anticipate, or it's easy to forget sometimes that you need the energy, so he's probably in a bit of a panic mode now. Just built an urgent power plant here. The power plants aren't as good as the energy well-built refineries here. But he doesn't really have much choice, because he can't even capture this territory, because when you run out of energy, the ships aren't able to capture anymore. So he was desperate. He really needed to build this power plant, and power plants are half as efficient as energy wells, so you really need to try to maximize your energy income here by capturing these. And he's setting up defenses here now in the mountains. Very good. And he actually managed to complete the build of this defense line, which is really, really good. Units that are defending in the mountains are doing really good. They take, especially if they're attacked from in front, you'll see that these are going to perform really, really well. And SuperCrumpets knows this, so he decided to go for a retreat. Let's see, he's created a move line here. You don't really want to engage straight on, especially not in mountains, because not only is there a defense bonus when you attack someone who's dug in like this, entrenched. If they're in the mountains, you get even bigger of a bonus, so he'd probably lose all of these units if he were to try to attack these. He's got 4 destroyers now, building up quite a bit of a rapid fleet here, and they're going to be able to capture these without any problems. He's still got a few territories here, so economy-wise, let's do a compare. We've got the total capital income for SuperCrumpets, 344 per minute, and for Deimos, it's 437, 450, so he's ahead. And Crumpets is sending his first transport jet here with some paradrops. Let's see if he knows. Let's see. What's he see? He doesn't really know even what's here. He only spotted that there was a building. He's going to drop them in the mountains. This is pretty cool. If you see here from Deimos' view, he's just going to see the air dropping these 2 paratroops, and they're going to just disappear when they land in the mountains there. Because they have so good hiding abilities, and especially if they're in mountain areas here. So even if the fog of war is revealed here, those units just disappear. And Deimos is really struggling here with the energy. He's built another desperate power plant here. He should really get a refinery set up here now. He really needs this energy here. And you can see that SuperCrumpets is conquering this mountainous region now, so Deimos knows this. And Crumpets is answering here with a defense line on his own. These are going to be attackable from sea now, but I'm not sure if Crumpets is too interested in that. Still got some capturing going on here and some pretty good expansion here, so I'd say that the economy for Deimos looks a lot better, and that plane is not going to make it past there. He's even cancelling that command, but that's 2 commandos lost into the sea, I'm afraid. So 3 missile ships will do wonders against a single transport jet like that. And we've got Deimos is really crippled here, even though he's got 2 power plants, and here you really see the difference now. 2 power plants is not sufficient to power what he's got at sea here, so I can imagine that he's quite frustrated about this situation. These troop ships are going to go. And if you puff smoke like this, that's how you know. And if you look from Crumpets' view here, you can see that these are puffing smoke, probably left and right. Oh no, he's got his refinery, so he should be alright now. But they come in one by one. Destroyers aren't really that great in terms of firepower, but if you manage to focus the fire from 4 like this, it's going to pick these off. And he's starting to be able to see the submarines now, so the destroyers are really good at spotting submarines. That's one of their big strengths. Then, but he has to retreat here now. We've got a helicopter and a transport jet. Let's see, he's going to drop another couple of guys down here, and they're searching here in the forest. If you look at Deimos here, he's got no idea where those guys are. For all he knows, they're not even there anymore. So that's the really cool thing about these commandos. They'll just hide in plain sight pretty much in the mountains here. So even if it's got accumulated sight from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry here, it's possible when these guys arrive now that he might be able to start unlocking to see them, but yeah. Gonna be tough. So he's retreating here. He needs to protect. SuperCrumpets sent a helicopter out here to attack this because he's seen Deimos puffing smoke, so he really wants to take this refinery out. It's a good move. And here we go. We've got some engagement now with accumulated sight now from here from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish infantry. You can see that is starting, and they're gonna go out of the forest here now. So we're probably gonna have up in the mountains, so it should be alright. So this helicopter is gonna struggle. 2 missile ships against 1 helicopter will take that helicopter down, and Crumpets sees that, tries to retreat, but it's lost at sea. Conquering his own land. Crumpets has sent a few guys over here. He dropped them with a transport jet here, power dropped them. Let's compare the economy situation. So total capital income here for Crumpets is 413, while Deimos is bringing in 593. So Deimos is ahead on economy, and he's got better expansion capabilities here. As far as I can see, let's see, we've got a city site here with industries. What's really good about SuperCrumpet's situation here is that he's got all these energy wells. He's got access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energy wells, so energy warfare would be very wise. And now Crumpets is starting to send his helicopter against this defense line, and this defense line is going to be defenseless against helicopters. They're not gonna, the helis are just gonna come here, stay at a safe range and eat these off. And what Crumpets could have done here is just send his destroyers here, and they would have picked them off from both sides probably. And he's snuck away here now with his, let's see if we can capture the viewpoint. So Deimos will see that there's a conquering going on here, but he doesn't really have any troops to send there anymore. So it's more of a nuisance now, I'd say. Those two lone, the two lonesome commandos here, they're probably not going to do that much of damage. He's dropped another couple of guys, so it's probably more of a nuisance than anything else. So energy situation for Deimos is looking better now than it did before. He's got he's building a depot up here to store that energy, which is pretty wise. These cylinders indicate how much energy is stored in here, and when the cylinder's at the bottom, it's empty, and it can go up to the top. And once it's at the top, you can see there's no smoke here anymore. So they've stopped producing. That's why he's building a depot here, so he can pump some of this energy across here and store it for emergencies. Crumpet's sending strikers here. Let's have a look what type of command he's put. He's put a target command. He wants to take out this building. And Deimos would probably be good off switching his production here to SAM. If the aircraft are going to be able to operate here, they'll take this out. It'll take a few rounds and a few more aircraft, but Crumpets has got 2 airports here, which is pretty strong, and especially in the mountains here, they have good reach. So even if Deimos makes it out and starts to try to expand, Crumpets has got a really good, strong location here. He likes his destroyers for sure, and I think it's because they don't use that much energy and they can spot the submarines, and he knows already that Deimos has got submarines here. You can see here he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subs hunting down this destroyer now. And even the infantry, as you can see, they can reach the ship. So, and the artillery is pretty good at firing at them. So it's good to move your commands out slightly, because the destroyers would still reach land. Let's do an energy, or let's have a look at the economy here. We got Crumpets doing 509 capital income per minute, and Deimos is at 734. So economy is looking good for Deimos, but he needs to do something about this. All of these troops now, they're going to hike all the way back before they can do any useful stuff. So probably would have been good to start to retreat some of these earlier, and then just send a few guys to capture these last ones. Crumpets has managed to conquer one of these territories now. Don't know if he's got any massive plans. He's built a barrack up here as well, and that's pretty good as well. You can see that when you build stuff in the forests, well, in the mountains in this case, they're also hidden, so Deimos doesn't really know about that barrack just yet. This striker is still chewing off this factory here, and I think it'll succeed in the end. We've got another striker. You can see when you've got these wingtip stripes, and also the afterburners on here with the blue flames. That's because he's got haste enabled on this command. You see the little Pegasus foot here, and they'll burn a lot more energy, but it's worth it, even for a slight speed increase. And Crumpets has got 103 energy here, so it's really no question if it's good or bad. You should really haste when you got the ability. It's a good thing to do. Oh, we've got a full frontal attack now on his defense line here as well, and even though they're strong in defense, they're not going to be able to match the attack of so many commandos here and the helicopter, so these are all lost. Good, guys. I'm impressed that you held out for as long as you did. And Deimos has got a decent energy situation now. He should have really connected these as well, I suppose, but they produce so little energy that maybe they don't actually pump that much to the depot. But he's starting to build up strength here, and let's see. Crumpets only think that there's a lonesome destroyer here, but now he's going to spot some of the submarines here. The destroyers here are going to help out now and really spot all of these submarines. But a lone helicopter isn't going to do massive amounts of damage, so this could be an interesting encounter here. We've got 4 destroyers. He spots this. Crumpets starts to retreat. And Crumpets also decides to send his strikers here to help out. And his air here is not protected by any missile ships. All the missile ships are over here, and the subs can be attacked as long as they're spotted. Any units that spots them can attack them, and any units that can see them, in fact, if they're in the air or at sea, can attack the submarines. So, bit of a sitting ducks. Deimos really needs to bring his missile ships as fast as he can out here, because these are just going to get chewed off now, even though he was quite superior with all those submarines there. And see, so he's retreating here, and he's probably going to try to bring his ships out a little bit now. And we've got a barrack coming up here. Deimos has spotted that Crumpets is having some activity here, and in fact he's managed to hide 2 of his barracks here in the mountains, and still Deimos has no idea about this. He just knows that there's some commandos here. He hasn't spotted any of the barracks. So this power plant could be in a bit of danger. Deimos is also going for some economy now. He's built 3 towns so far, while the 3rd one's on the way here. So economy-wise, he's looking pretty good. He's going to bring his missile ships out here now. It's going to be interesting to see. Now it's his Crumpets' air attacks here are not going to be as successful anymore. These missile ships will do really good. You really want to try to keep the missile ships as well. If you can manage it, put them on a separate command so they have maybe a little bit more protection, stay a little bit behind the front line. So, and see, Crumpets is starting to attack the energy here, but he's alright. Deimos is not too bad for energy at the moment. But he's also spotting now that he's got the barracks, so those are being revealed. It's the accumulated sight now from the north and the west troops here. They're really finally being able to see here what's going on, or most of it at least. But you see these blinking here, they disappear in plain sight here. That's really the strong point of these commandos here. They can really do some stealthy stuff. Deimos has built some SAM here. He really needs to move them up, I think, to do some more use up here. And this is a good strategy to put your defense line very close to your buildings here. So Deimos has put a target command here, but these guys are gonna go straight into the defense lines here of Crumpets. And this is really an ideal situation for Crumpets up here, because a defending unit in mountain here, they're gonna be able to pick these off, and especially with the commandos helping out. But Crumpets does have a problem here, because in the south, Deimos is going to be able to pick these barracks off. So we'll see. They're doing a pretty good job defending here, and we've got these, so I expect these guys to die. Deimos is moving his fleet here. I shouldn't really focus too much on that battle down there, because Deimos is coming, and I think he might want to try to sweep down and do some assistance maybe. There we go. Crumpets lost his first barrack, but as expected, all of the attackers, but also all the defenders died. Unless he's got a few that are just hidden. Oh no, he's okay. He still had a few left over. So here you really see the strong point. And you want to do defense lines that are quite close to your producers, because if you have a larger defense line, the opponent could walk around. So I'd say that this is perfect defending here. A very, very strong strategy to do them that close. We've got some more power drops here. Crumpets is not giving up. He's got plenty of commandos being produced. He's got a lot of aircraft. And he's just harassing Deimos here now, dropping. He's going to take some shipyards out, putting a target command there. And even though he's got 2 missile ships here, they're just managing to badly damage the transport jets, but they're not quite able to take them out. That Vulcan cannon does a lot of damage, but I think, yeah, we've got some flames here, but he's surviving. And Deimos just lost a shipyard here. Crumpets is doing a stealthy terror here, and as you can see, he's got accumulated sight, but they're a bit of a pain. And in terms of expansion, let's see. Crumpets has managed to send troops down here, so his economy should start to look a little bit brighter. He's only got he's got 2 towns here, and we have 734 capital per income for Crumpets, and Deimos is on 851. But Deimos is pretty much capped out his ability. He can build 1 more town, and he's got this headache to deal with now from Crumpets, who established a bit of a stronghold here in the mountain. And you can hear the bullets hitting here. These guys don't really know what's going on. And that's because he's got some commandos somewhere around here. Oh no, they're still firing up here. So they're attacking the sub-pen here now. Energy is becoming a problem again for Deimos here. He's only got this one refinery and he's got 2 power plants left. He lost this power plant here and he's got this massive fleet now. He really urgently, desperately, right now, he's got the capital. There we go. There's the build for the refinery. That's a very well needed refinery and a must-have for Deimos here. We've got the missile ships are trying to protect this. He's understanding that he really needs to prioritize energy. Oh, we've got a rocket coming down. Deimos is fed up with this harassment now, and he knows where everything's coming from, even though he hasn't seen the center here of the... He's not even spotted a single structure in here, but he knows that he needs to do something about the situation. So we could see a rocket flying here if he gets the economy and the energy. And he really needs to bring... He's got a whole flower of SAMs down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 SAMs. And Deimos desperately needs to bring them up here. He could have really done a lot of good to protect himself. The SAM does not use any energy. They move freely. It'll take some time over the mountains, but he could have stuck them here in the forests and really just wiped out all the aircraft with those. But it's easy to say when you look at it. Your mind, even though the units might feel like they're moving quite slow, when you're playing this game, there's so many things to deal with at the same time that it really does, you feel quite stressed. And we've got SuperCrumpets is suffering from energy, although it's because of his economy, I'd say, because he's building another refinery here, which is clever, hooking it up here to pump some into the depot. He's got access to 2 more, so there's absolutely no excuse now. He just needs to save up a little bit more money and then prioritize straight away now to build more refineries. The commandos here are doing some pretty good capturing jobs. He's getting this. Often these islands are quite strategic. We call them hubs. And not that he desperately needs it now, but it's often good to capture one of these and protect a little bit and put some airstrips and airports to do. And this is probably a game-winning situation now. The fact that Crumpets managed to get this little mountain stronghold here. And even though he's got some producers up here, this is becoming a real big headache. He's going to be able to defend these perfect defense lines here are going to stop most attacks that are coming from all directions here. He's got some cool artillery here. They're doing some wonders up here in the mountains as well. Would have been good to put them maybe on fixed lines too, but at least they're deployed, so that should be all right. And we've got plenty of air here. Let's see, we've got strikers. 6 strikers, we've got another one on the go, we've got some transport jets. He's doing really good here, just producing a lot of commandos, dropping them. And Deimos even now has to protect himself. Luckily enough, he doesn't have any SAM here, Crumpets. So these strikers will be doing some good. Hopefully he can bring up some of these SAM here. They'll do a lot of damage even against ground troops. They have a slightly longer firing range, so they can actually... I think they'll wipe out all of these infantrymen here. How are we doing with the rocket? It's being produced. A rocket costs an absolute fortune to produce. And it's going to be... I think it might be too little too late. I'm not even sure where he's going to fire it. It wouldn't reach down here, so he has to send it here. And I think one of the biggest headaches at the moment is this center that Crumpet has managed to bite himself into here. Another thing, all of these ships here, Deimos has accumulated a bit of energy now. He's got 52. So he with this fleet, if we look at Crumpets here, I don't think Crumpets could really defend this. So if he can sweep around... Oh yeah, okay, so he's got a lot of destroyers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 destroyers. So destroyers are not optimum, especially if you come in with cruisers and submarines at the same time. SuperCrumpets is noticing this and starting to retreat a little bit. He needs to defend his stuff that he's got. The economy here, he's got 3 shipyards that are vulnerable, so he's doing a good job to defend in this little passage here. And Crumpets is stocking up. He realized this energy situation. He's rectified that by producing. He's got 3 strong refineries now pumping in energy, so I don't think Crumpets will have any issues with energy. Also going for more economy now. He's being able to produce these industries that will generate him some capital. And these islands are captured. He's built an airstrip here, or that's going to be on the go, so he's going to be able to bring his flights down to here. And here we go still. I feel sorry and a bit... it's going to be tough for Deimos. This mountainous region here of just defending troops. He's got one SAM now as well. He could have maybe used the strikers to snipe these, but I don't think Deimos knows that there are SAM there yet. Oh yeah, he does. He's got enough sight here. And these are on a nice hike. They don't really need to go here. I'm not sure. They're exercising, but again, it's easy to forget. So one thing that you have to do every now and then is look at your command situation, try to remove the old commands and move them back to where you need. Or unless he's patrolling, that could be a strategy actually. And here we can see that the SAM is actually doing quite a good job here, because they're firing longer than any infantry or foot soldier could do. So they're sneaking in here against the defense line and firing at good range, and the infantry can't really fire back. And he's got artillery coming down. So it's looking pretty good actually for Deimos now in terms of being able to... Ooh, we've got some attacks up here. Let's have a look. Is that going to make it? Yeah. This is going to be interesting, because Crumpets is going to drop some paratroopers on this island. And Crumpets... Deimos has got all his guys down here on patrol. So I wonder if Crumpets is... he hasn't spotted his rocket, I'm pretty sure yet. But I don't think Deimos is going to be able to defend this rocket here. He's got no troops to do it, and not the economy to build much. Alright, so surprising resign there in my eyes. I would have liked to have seen at least the rocket being fired, and maybe, just maybe, these strikers could have gone up here and wiped out these commandos. And also, I think these guys would have picked this off, because these would have swept and pushed these out. This artillery would have knocked this at it, I think. Yeah. It would have been... I would have liked to see the end of this one.